Hello and welcome. Doing some late Titanfall 2 streaming today. I was kind of just sitting around. I was like, you know what? I got some free time. I want to do some more Titanfall. I genuinely love playing this game a lot. So, welcome into anyone who is interested in watching some of the Frontier Defense. Last time I kind of just played like a few matches. I expect the search results to probably be a little slower than the other day. It would be cool if we do have matches back to back, but I am expecting to probably have a little bit longer in betweens. But I hope y'all are having a good night. It's not the chilliest here, but it's definitely a little colder than it was. Ooh, looks like we may have a match already. Nice. I remember at one point in Titanfall 2's life, it was fairly not. I guess it was early on. It was like first few years in. There's an update that completely borked the matchmaking system. So instead of it being like you would find matches like every 30 seconds, it could take up to an hour, and that was definitely a very rough patch in the game's life cycle. Obviously ignoring the whole thing where the servers were down for a long time, but early on it was definitely rough. Looks like I may be loading in mid-match, maybe? Nope. Yeah, it looks like I'll be probably loading in mid-match. Angel City, I don't know, it looks like they're choosing. I'm probably gonna go Scorch, because Scorch is, like, fantastic for this level. There's a lot of small little roads to work in between, and overall can be a very tight squeeze. It's got some open areas in the back, um, but having a bunch of just stage control is very vital in this level. Actually, let me change my pilot. Be tight and focus. Hopefully the audio doesn't get too loud, doesn't get too quiet. Because I can listen through later. But this game also is very funky when it comes to sound effects. Some sounds will be extremely quiet, and then others will be like ear-blisteringly loud. So it just entirely depends on how the game feels. So I'm not taking this like too seriously. I'm just kind of laid back, having a good time. I actually forgot I was using the grapple because I'd been on the cloak at first. I used to be really good at bunny hopping at one point, but I was also using controller at the time. Whereas now I don't really bunny hop too much. Ooh, I don't trust that tick. Ooh, fuck right off. Hey, welcome in, KZ Demon. Good seeing you today. Drop off these extra points for the team. Titanfall 2, you know? Hope you're doing well tonight. Hey, welcome in, Moon. Good seeing ya. Hope everyone's doing well today. I've been trying to work on some more of my my streaming stuff. I'm working on a new general overlay because I feel like the Doom and Perfect Dark ones are a little too specific. So I'd like to have like a third general overlay. So I was working on that a bit tonight, as well as like working on some new alerts and stuff like that. Because I've learned over time there is a ton of different things that like the Twitch affiliate adds to your menus. Yeah, hopefully my audio's all right tonight. I was trying to figure out if I wanted to do like a hand cam for keyboard and mouse. Like one day I'll probably get around to doing like face cam stuff, but I was like, oh, maybe I'll set up my camera. Like I do have it angled differently now, so when I do like hand cam for like controller games and stuff, it's a lot less like zoomed in, so it can actually be like properly scaled and stuff. Showed some overlays with how much I changed consoles and resolutions. Yeah, I have, like, I really enjoy these ones. I really like these ones. They're just a little too specific to the specific games, especially if they're not always something I'm going to be playing a lot of. Like I'll be doing like Perfect Dark stuff and Doom stuff, but like it's not always gonna be my thing. I have a general layout for my tube TV for my 4x3, and I really like that one. But trying to find something that's like a good overall theming, especially with the my channel's overall theming being like Donkey Kong 64-ish, definitely makes it a little interesting trying to come up with. I still got most of my shield. I should be fine with that. Ooh, how'd you like it? Brutal Doom's never fully been my thing, but I do know a good amount of people that do like it. It is really cool for all things like considered. Like there's a ton of actually really cool stuff in it. I had actually been setting up. I was debating on doing a stream for it. I don't know how boring it would be, but I've gotten the mod Hideous Destructor working on GZ Doom. It turns out there was a fan branch of that game that people were working on. It changes up some of the things. I'm not quite sure how I feel about the changes, but the fact that it can actually just run on GZ Doom without any issues is a plus in my book already. But Hideous Destructor is probably one of my favorite Doom mods ever. If you've not seen it, what it is it's one of the most grounded, realistic first-person shooters ever. To a point that you have to count your ammo, you have to individually place bullets into your magazines. If you're not putting the right bullets in your magazine, they can pop and explode on you. Your character gets fatigued, all kinds of stuff, and it's essentially like if just an average Joe had to deal with the demons from the actual universe. Like if you were just not even like a UAC Marine, just an average person. And it's really cool because you have to if you get damaged, first off the AI is significantly smarter too, which definitely makes it a lot harder on top of that. You have to take off your armor to apply bandages, and you have to hold still and keep track of your heart rate and shit like that, because you can just get bouts of anxiety and shit, which is wild. I know it's almost exclusively Doom stuff. Doom's fine to watch as long as you don't spend stream face slamming into walls. Oh yeah. For me personally, I've never really been into 100%ing maps. I kind of like doing more just showcases almost. I think showcases are a lot of fun. Snake in Metal Gear, yeah, pretty much. It's wild too, because you'll be fine and then suddenly you just hear gunshots and your character just starts panting. It doesn't help as well. It's you get fatigued a lot in that game. So if you're carrying too many things, or you have your gun out, you're holding your gun in front of you too long, you'll get tired and to a point that you're nearly unable to move. It's just a really, really wild mod. Unfortunately, it doesn't have any map packs tied to it, though some people have made small mods for it. I think there's a mod that's called Led Zeppelin, which is essentially just house-sized maps. That's perfect for it. But when I say this mod is hard, there is, I think, 30 extra buttons that you have to program that's not even your normal buttons that are on your key, or your keybinds. That's just how many things there is. There's a reload and unload your gun, a spin cylinder, a cocking button, all kinds of stuff. I best describe it as the Steel Battalion on the original Xbox of Doom. It's really, really cool. You need a hand simulator mod to make loading a magazine while exhausted even harder. Oh yeah. It's genuinely impressive, but there is some things I don't really like that the mod includes. I think they should have it that the harder AI should definitely be a separate thing, because the AI can just be absolutely brutal. There's also a thing where it's just they add to a horror factor of it as well, is if you don't check around you, there will be like this little light, almost like how Doom 3 has the what's it called? The little souls that go around that like take over people's bodies. They essentially have like Doom 3 souls that'll fly around, and they will just randomly spawn in chaos if you're not paying attention to it. Which definitely gets a little tiring, I will say. I definitely wish there was an option to disable that. But overall, I think there were some other things that were changed around too in the newer version of the mod and stuff. But it was still like classic Hideous Destructor in the end of the day, which I love. If I ever get back into Doom map making, I definitely will try to make some maps for it, specifically for Hideous Destructor, because I know there's definitely not enough. And when I tell you, like, it's hard, playing on... Did they already use... Like, when I say it's hard, the easiest difficulty may as well be, like, Nightmare difficulty. Like, it's unbelievably brutal. I think they just used the Harvester's shield before the wave even started. Interesting. This very much could be their first time or something, and they didn't know it only lasted for 12 seconds. I think it's 6 or 12 seconds, I can't remember. Start helping these guys out. Oh, they're a Monarch, they should be good. Let me get him. But yeah, when it comes to Doom mods, I need to get some good map packs again. I used to play like I spent an entire year once in my life just playing exclusively Doom mods. But unfortunately I lost that original file, so all of my mods are just gone. That was years ago. I lost that folder, and I unfortunately don't remember a lot of the mods I had. I remembered some of them. I got some of them back, but when I had, like, I think 50 gigabytes of mods. Get rid of these Reapers. There we go. Repozos. Help these guys out. This level can be very brutal if you're not expecting some of these waves. For the fact that you've got a lot of charging enemies. Ooh, nice, I got a battery. Shit. There's a lot of charging enemies, and then at the same time, there is a bunch of mortar titans that will just sit all the way in the back, and the mortars can do a ton of damage if you just let them go unchecked. Drop 304 for them. We're already in the final wave for this round. I think we're playing on regular. Yep, regular. The last round, we will probably be facing a ton of Arc Titans over this way. It's going to kind of juke us out at first with Titans coming over, I believe, this way. And then they'll start, like, berating this whole area full of Arc Titans and shit like that. There was actually some Doom mods, speaking of as well, that I'd planned on streaming a long time ago. well, I say a long time ago, but like a few months ago, early on, that I still need to get around to. They are randomizer mods, and I think they're really fun. Um, but at the time, doing anything regarding Doom would just freak out my audio really badly. Also, personally, I would enjoy playing on the harder difficulties. However, just due to the fact that a lot of people don't play on hard, I am kind of limited to the modes. Unless I ever find like a group again to play Frontier Defense with, I am kind of just stuck at the will of what others are playing. I don't knock anyone for playing on the normal difficulties and stuff. I honestly am glad that people feel comfortable in playing their way. There's some games I do play on like easy or normal and stuff. And I'd much rather people be enjoying themselves playing on an easier difficulty than just being miserable playing a harder difficulty for the fact of like, oh, you get more like internet brownie points for it. So I'll gladly play regular. Ooh. Yeah, of course he's gonna run. Place down some smoke, get them back. These AI Titans, they absolutely hate smoke. Like, they will go out of their way to completely just avoid smoke in its entirety. It did take a lot of uncautious damage there. Ooh. Nice, good shit. Ooh, and it's double XP. I don't know how many of the original levels I had did the true completion of, because there's a thing where it's just like if no pilots die, if the harvester takes 0 damage and stuff like that, you get a like medallion for it that you can I think only you can see, if I recall. And I think I got like a few, but I don't think I got all of them. I don't think it would be ever something I'd go after, but we did used to have some really good rounds where it was like, oh shit, like this shit was like near perfect. But yeah, depending, sometimes it may take a little longer. Sorry, I was getting a bit of a drink. Um, Looks like we're actually having like consistent matches tonight. Um, Usually what I do is whenever I set up my pilot loadouts is I'll have half of these meant for PvP and then half of these meant for like just the PvE because I play a ton of the Frontier Defense. Like I love the playing the actual multiplayer in this game. Like it is an absolute blast. I think for the most part there's no real modes that I despise. Um Not that I really can think of. Ooh, another match. Good shit. Um but I really do enjoy the PvE. I think the North Star client actually offers more modes for it, but I can't remember. It's been a hot minute since I have gone on there. North Star, for those who may not know, is essentially like a modded client of Titanfall 2. It is essentially what saved the... Let me swap over to... I'll do it North Star for this. I usually don't do North Star on Homestead. Um, North Star essentially was the client that um there we go. Was the client that kind of saved Titanfall 2 when it was kind of at its darkest time, when servers were being DDoSed and stuff like that, and like nobody could even connect to the game. Um, and it's just a ton of like really cool mods, um, community servers, stuff like that. And the community's like awesome. They're wonderful. But I didn't play as much on it because I just hadn't been playing for like a good chunk of time. Maybe one day I'll give it like a revisit. I'm still a part of like the Discords and everything, and I'll see like whenever they roll out new updates. But there's some pretty fun things. I think there was like a 8-player Coliseum, which is normally like a 1v1 with like snipers only and stuff like that. This time it was like a 8-player Coliseum with Titan weapons on pilots, and that was a bunch of fun. Going underneath. These Reapers can absolutely be a pain if they go left unchecked as well, because they spawn ticks, and essentially what ticks are is they walk over to you, and they're essentially walking proximity mines. They are very diabolical, and depending on your weaponry, they can take like an absolute beating. On top of that, they are something that just rewards no points. Because if they could reward points, then people would abuse like the Reapers spawning in, because they spawn in the ticks. There. Honestly, this first round in getting points doesn't really matter too much. It can either just go any way. Usually it's the second the Titans are introduced is where, like, the score in the end doesn't really matter. Essentially, the more cash you get, the more upgrades you can get. But the score itself doesn't really matter. Like, usually most times a Scorch player will be the highest rated player in the lobby, just due to the fact of how much of a powerhouse he is. And how much chip damage he does and everything like that. But you'll usually see a lot of players be very close to each other in score in this first round. Usually everyone kind of range in like the 30 to 60 points each. What does matter is just getting like enough cash to get you started off. Usually this is a map too that heavily benefits having a sentry turret as well. They're not like the most useful thing in the world, but if they are placed properly, they can take out a bunch of these guards, like these little grunts that come down this hallway. So normally people always put one like right there, stuff like that. Nice. Because that's got a clear line there. And then if you repair them, you also get support points, which helps boost up your ults and stuff like that a little faster. I gotta get used to North Star again, because North Star is very different compared to the rest of the Titans. So just thinking of what to play my boot up. Ooh, Master Chief Collection. I know Adzi is going to be doing a stream at some point, I think, with Master Chief Collection. I'm gonna save that 100 points. I think he's going to do like a multiplayer stream. Yeah, same. I didn't think it was like unbelievably terrible. But I did experience like a lot more glitches with that game than I think I did any other Halos besides like Infinite. But Infinite's its own unique pile of bugs. That being said, I did really enjoy Halo Infinite. For like the actual gameplay, the everything surrounding it was not good, but the actual like moment-to-moment gameplay was a lot of fun, in my opinion. Halo 5, I didn't like Halo 5. That's one Halo game I genuinely just did not like in the slightest. It sucked too because there was at a point in time where it was like the only thing that people I knew played. So I was like, oh, not only did I not enjoy this Halo, but it's like there's nothing else being played. But just Halo 5 doesn't feel right. I think Halo 5 should be on PC. I think it should be a part of the Master Chief Collection. I think if you were able to give that game some, like, mods and, like, extended field of view and stuff like that, I think it would help that game so much. Because the field of view in Halo 5 is putrid. It's bad. It's the one thing I really, like, the first thing I think of with Halo 5 is just how small your field of view is. Let him get the battery. Let that Monarch. Um, but yeah, I just did not enjoy Halo 5 at all. This is a rough round. There's not really any interesting Titans or anything spawning in. It's gonna be very rough for getting currency. I also really hated the fact that there was, like, not only was there loot boxes, but there was one-time use loot boxes. That's kind of, like, diabolical to me. There we go. But Halo 4, I think I enjoyed more than 5, but my problem was I literally had experiences where, like, parts of the map would just stop loading. I can't remember the exact level's name, but I think it's like the elephant or something like that, which is like the giant walking mech that you ride on. There gets to a certain point where, the map just stops loading, and it will just keep walking off the side of the map. And while it doesn't have like physics actually tied to it, it will just in fact just respawn. And I had a few levels that just had bugs like that. I think it had some cool things, but overall I don't think it's as good as like the others. My personal favorite gameplay wise is actually Halo Infinite. I really, really loved how Halo Infinite actually, like, feels. Like, the weapons just feel very satisfying. Some of the maps are really good. It just, like, moment to moment feels, like, great. I'd say ODST is my second favorite. I really love that one. So I'd probably say, Halo Infinite, ODST, and then like 1. I kind of view Halo 1 in the same regard as I view Ratchet and Clank 1, as it's like I don't think the sequels after it capture the same art style or charm as 1 did. I am very interested in seeing how, what's it, Combat Remastered or Evolved or something like that, the reboot or whatever the hell it is going to be. I don't think it's going to be something that's going to blow people away, but I do hope at least that it's, like, entertaining, like, interesting enough to be fun. Ooh, good. But I do have, like, the best of hope for it. The general is argue easier to feel the game. Figure out what it wants to play. Is play 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, like, you could definitely see it, but, like, when it comes to, like, the overall, like, feel, like, they've obviously, like, of course there's warts and all when it comes to, like, the beginning of a franchise. But you can really see, like, things that, like, they clearly decided that didn't work. And some of the things that generally didn't feel like it may have worked for them, I thought was pretty cool. However, there is some levels that are kind of putrid in the first game. I think it was, like, the library, for one. That's a very diabolical level. I think it's the right one. It's kind of how I feel with, like, the Ratchet and Clank series, where it's just like, one has such a unique vibe to it that the rest of the series never fully captures. And that's not saying, like, the rest of the series is bad, It's just different. It's like how like Ratchet and Clank like 2 and 3 are significantly different gameplay wise and aesthetic wise, but in its own right it's even better than the first game. But the first game, I have a specific enjoyment of that aesthetic or moment to moment game. Oh man, I picked a terrible time to do North Star. I was kind of hoping to have the waves where like it's mostly Titans. Oh. Take these. Oh, just you. Enemies left. Because we're getting a wave that's gonna be pushing on the back. They got that one. Tackle these. But yeah, I do really enjoy Halo Infinite when you aren't stuck in the absolute dog shit menus. Don't even get me started on those menus. They're so bad. I've never seen a loading or like a menu, just a main menu, take like 30 minutes to just load. The entire rest of the game will load, just not the menus. It's just like, I don't understand why text has to have a loading, like, dial on it. I don't know how they got anyone buying anything in their item shop, with the fact that the literal item shop just took, like, 3 to 5 business days to load. I think they probably would have gotten more sales with that stuff if they actually were able to get it to actually work. But I know, like, they had to deal with so much stupid shit between 343's directors and Microsoft as a whole. People often give a lot of shit to the individual developers, and most times it's never their fault. What is most people's fault is, or most faults are, is like the higher ups. Like, the significant higher-ups are usually the ones that are always at fault. But then they can pass it off as it's below them. Should have played Dead Space 2 once. Main menu was the only thing that loaded. I've had a few games that's done shit like that. My experience with Yooka-Laylee, because I already had, like, a little bit of, like, I didn't think I was going to enjoy Yooka-Laylee, and I ended up not. But, like, I was like, okay, I'm going to give this game, like, a very valid and, like, fair chance. I'm going to play through it, see what I feel about it, because, hey, you never know. I may end up enjoying this. About, like, 10 minutes into the beginning area, I shit you not, the camera, like, glitched out and went all the way back to, like, where the main menu is. Where they're, like, chilling out, like, reading shit or whatever. Where they're on, like, their little hideout thing. And the camera never moved from that. And I was like, well, I think that the game just told me how I was gonna feel about it. And it's just like, I'm glad that the game's got a remaster. I'm glad that they were able to go through and, like, fix things that may not work. I don't know if it's actually out yet. That's something I actually don't know. But, I'd much rather see a game like that is very flawed get a remaster than a game that's already perfect getting a remaster. Ooh, got my ult. Let's see. I beat the original and the remaster. Worst part of the original was the minecart boss that lagged so much it took forever to beat. Oh yeah. I watched my brother play through Dead Space 1. It's something I've never fully played myself. I'm not big into horror. I really appreciate... Ooh, thank you for the battery. I really appreciate horror for what it is. It's just something that doesn't work for me. I'm glad people can enjoy horror games, but I did watch my brother play through it, and then I've also seen, like, playthroughs online and stuff. And I remember seeing how crunchy that game can get. Oh, for ukulele? I never got that far. I didn't even really watch playthroughs of it. But yeah, like, speaking of Dead Space, my brother, because he was really big into it, because I, like, watched him, the mobile port of that game was actually wild for the time. I don't know if you've ever seen the mobile port, but holy shit. Also, remake gives you the ability at the start. Oh, interesting. I remember a lot of people had, like, a lot of qualms with ukulele. So I'm really hoping that a lot of stuff gets fixed. In there. Final wave once again. A little better, but still not Banjo-Kazooie level. That's good. Yeah, I didn't even realize the remake had came out. Also, when we were talking about the minecarts, I got a little bit confused because I was mistaking because I saw remasters and the minecart, and my brain automatically shifted to the fucking Resident Evil 4. And I was like, oh yeah, that's in the game. No, I'm being dumb. But I do remember Dead Space having some crunchy issues on the PS3. I actually own Ukulele for the Switch. Because I'd gotten that in the Impossible Lair for, I think, like a $1 or $2 at one point. The sequel is actually pretty cool. It's very, like, Donkey Kong Country, like, the more levels you complete, the more health you get for the final area, which is a very cool premise. I do like their take on that. However, if you were to get it on anything, I don't recommend it on Switch. It takes forever to load. It's really, really load intensive on the Switch because it's essentially loading, like, I think everything of the main world at once. It may be quicker on the Switch too. I've not actually played it on the Switch 2 yet. Yeah, fully agreed. Dude, I tried to find so many uses for my Switch 1 because I was like, I really wanted to utilize it. I wanted to utilize it more. And it was like every single thing, every single game has a reduction to it. And then on top of it having some sort of, like, shitty, like, downside to it, it costs more. Why? Like, what's it? Like, let's say you want to buy, like, Borderlands 3 or something like that. I don't know if this is fully factual for Borderlands 3, but I use it as an excuse. Borderlands 3 I actually think is very good on the Switch. They actually optimized it really well, which makes 4's optimization even more wild. But let's say you get a downgraded port of Borderlands 3. It runs at, like, what, 720p, 30 FPS at most. And it costs full price. Meanwhile, if you buy it on, let's say, PS4, you get it at 1080p with, like, fairly good graphics and, like, fairly consistent frame rate. Holy shit. I'm getting obliterated. Oh, fuck. I'm being done here. And you can get it for, like, 20 bucks. And it's like, why? It's like, why does it have to be more expensive? It's like, I think, like, Terraria, for example, is, like, more expensive on Switch than it is anywhere else. I think it's, like, $30 on Switch for, like, no reason besides they can. I don't fully understand why this shit's gotta be so expensive. Oh, missed. Oh, I missed. Oh, goodbye, North Star. I was hoping to drop it directly on him. Still 35 enemies left. We're probably going to have a final push over this way. And then some more Titans will come in over there. If I'm thinking of this right. But, dude, I was like, I want to use the Switch. I want there to be something to use on it. But I don't want it to be just something that's already more expensive in a worse version. And, like, is actually, like, something worth getting. Ooh. That's no good. You stay the fuck back. Ooh, good combo into that. That looks like Kick's coming in behind me. I'm glad the Switch 2 is at least rectifying issues, but at the same time, most games aren't getting a Switch 2 version. So if, like, the Switch 1 version looks and runs bad, that means the Switch 2 is also going to look and run bad with slightly fast loading times. Which is a shame, because then I'm like, well, now I have the reverse issue. It's just like, the Switch 2 is something I want to buy for because I know it's actually competent, but I can't because everything on it is, like, backwards for the Switch 1. And the Switch 1 looks and runs like shit. And it may run a little better, but I'm still playing a Switch 1 game at more expensive than the original, like, PS4 or PS5 game. Oh, damn, missed all of them. On a console that's not meant for. So far, I will say, I haven't played too many, like, Switch 2 games, but I will say I have enjoyed my time with the Switch 2. After work, me and some friends have been playing a shit ton of Tamagotchi Life. That game's a fucking blast. It's so much fun. It's so chaotic. But, like, just the Joy-Cons are so much better. They're not fantastic. I wouldn't go out of my way to spend $100 on them. But they are so much better than the Switch 1. Oh, he ate the rocket. Oh, fuck. I'm doing bad. I'm reading chat. Honestly. I've seen that Switch 2 actually beats Xbox in some games. Oh, yeah. Like, the Switch 2, like, it's a little sleeper console. It's actually kind of impressive. It could be better. I say that with every Nintendo console, but for what it's worth, at the point that we are, especially with Nintendo, they literally could have just not moved on from the Switch 1, and they still would have, like, made fucking bank. It's surprisingly competent. I think the biggest difference I can give of, like, the upgrade is the eShop actually, like, isn't garbage. you can load it and not have to wait 3 to 5 years for the icons to load and shit like that. It's like near instantaneous. Just got one more. Pummel party. Oh yeah, you know it. Yeah, I love the wildest thing to me is it doesn't even it doesn't even filter it if you have a kid account. It'll still show that shit. There isn't like anything extremely lewd that's shown on the thing, but still, like, why is that word allowed to be on there? I ended up one time where I used to work. It was like one of the easiest jobs I ever had. I shit you not, we had probably like 3 customers in like a 12-hour shift. Like literally like easiest thing ever. I could wear pajamas, I could just bring consoles with me, shit like that. And I was like, fuck it. I got a decent paycheck. I'm going to put like $20 on this thing, and I'm just gonna buy a bunch of slop that's on sale. I want to see how like good or bad this slop is. And some of it was all right. It was very mindless, but my Switch for a while was loaded with exclusively slopware. And some of it was okay. Like, I won't be like, oh yeah, it was all terrible. But it was definitely like very uninspired. The one time my friend gave me her Steam password so I could play Hoonie Pop because she loved the one of the girls. Yeah, like, actually, I got it next to me right now. I can actually... Like, the Switch 2 actually feels good to hold. I didn't really enjoy how the Switch 1 felt. I felt like the Joy-Cons were, like, one, way too small, and just wasn't comfortable enough to, like, hold. Like, it felt like it could slip out of my hands. Where, like, the Switch 2, I feel like I don't need, like, I can play, like, not shooters, but I can play the Switch 2, without needing, like, any extra peripherals. Like, my Switch 1, I have a custom docked controller on it. That's really nice. Oh, Frontier Defense. Where do we go? Probably go, like, Tone. Tone's pretty fun. I should probably focus on leveling up characters more, or Titans more. You know what? It's normal. I'm gonna go to North Star again. I want to get my North Star leveled up some more. What was I saying? Yeah, I had a custom controller. It wasn't the greatest, but it definitely did the job. And I don't know, I just didn't really enjoy how the Switch 1's Joy-Cons felt. All the color options were really cool, but like not for the price of them. But the Switch 2 controller, while it's not fantastic, I think does rectify a lot of issues specifically the Switch 1 Joy-Cons had. Like the fact I will actually use them if like I have my if I have my console docked. Most times I'll use like other way better controllers, but I will occasionally be like, oh, you know what, I'll play with the Joy-Cons if it's not like an intensive game. I've actually been using my Wii U gamepad a lot more. Not the actual little tablet itself, but like the Wii U controllers. because I have it hooked up to my Switch. And that thing is not good for first-person shooters, I'll say that right now. It's quite terrible. But if you're playing something like a racing game or anything like that, it's actually a really cool controller. Just a nice little simple controller that doesn't really have much going on in it. Battery life on it's insane too. Even like years later, I think it was like nearly 70 to 80 hours or some shit before I actually had to have it charged. Yeah. If you have an adapter, I don't know if you ever seen them. 8-Bit though sells these adapters that are really cool. They're essentially Bluetooth adapters. What you'll do is you just plug it into your Switch dock. You'll press the little button on it, and it'll sync whatever controller is trying to pair. And when I say like any controller, I mean any. As long as it's something wireless, it will connect. And like for the longest time, whenever I used the Switch 1, like when I was playing like Pokemon Arceus and shit like that. Oh, he's flying. I can't compete with that. There we go. On the Switch 1 when I was playing like Pokemon Arceus and new Pokemon Snap and stuff like that, I was actually using PS4 controller for it. Because it's so much better. PS4 controller like is like one of the best. But yeah, if you ever want a way to connect like any controller, it like genuinely anything, as long as it's Bluetooth, I fully recommend the 8-Bit adapters. They're fantastic. I've had one for a decade now, and it has never shit its pants on me, like at all. Oop, nope, I want that for me. There we go. Ooh, what do we got? We got a, Ronin, Scorch, and, ooh, I got the fast charge. Good shit. And a Mana. That fast charge is so much better. Oh my god. Obliterated that poor man. But yeah, I've just had some like Wii U controllers just honestly rotting in my drawer that I just haven't used in like probably since Smash 4. Even then, I didn't really use the Wii U controllers. I actually preferred the gamepad if I was to use anything. Funny enough. But for testing out the capture card and stuff I got, and the adapters and everything, I was like, you know what, I'll hook up my Wii U, play around with it a bit, and I was like, oh, you know what, I got these controllers. Let me give them a good charge and connect it to my Switch and just play around with them. And I'm definitely glad I did. I've got so many controllers as is too. So I'm like, let me actually utilize some of these. So after this match, I am going to go grab a drink as well. I've ran out of my tea. But yeah, also if interested too, I can always link that that adapter in the Discord as well. Holy shit, 2,000. I've already got it mostly full shield. Who needs one? Here, let me shield. There we go. Good as new. Throw over here. Here. And one more out that way. There we go. Perfect. Use the batteries. Appreciate that. I say that like I just got a Twitch sub. I wish I'd be using the PS5 controller more. I personally have really enjoyed using it. I think it's like one of the best joysticks that I've ever experienced. But, no. Joystick drift is really bad. She went to a local GameStop for the first time in, like, I don't know how long, probably like a year. And I was chatting with one of the people there that I know. And she was like, yeah, like 90% of the controllers they get in, they all just have bad joystick drift. Like, that's just impressive. You know, there's gonna be things that go over that side. But let me help out here. Oh yeah, I love that execution. I think that hit them. Cast them. But I try to rotate through my controllers. Honestly, with how my back is, I need to be playing more games with controllers anyway. Cause like I've got issues with like my shoulders. So like sitting in a chair, playing with keyboard and mouse, very much wears on the tissues in my back. So I try to like rotate between playing PC games and like console, or at least with controller games. Ooh, uh-oh. They can be absolutely diabolical to a harvester, especially on the harder difficulties. Here, they're not going to be too much of a problem. Like, it's kind of hard to lose on this difficulty, being honest. to a point that you can essentially like solo this mode if you really want on this difficulty. Let me put these over here. I want to check real quick to see if anyone's put any money in here. If there is any, I'll take some out. Put that in there. At some point, too, I'll probably go through the whole campaign of this game. I don't know if I'll go through Master. I think I was talking about it last time. But I don't know, maybe I'd do like a thing with that. Maybe I could also make that like a reward. Go through master difficulty. Oh, dude, bad bed. That shit's like the worst. Like the getting a good bed, while it's so fucking expensive for like no reason, it's like one of the best things you can do. For a long time when I was a teen, I had like the shittiest futon, and it definitely felt like a shitty futon. It was bad. Once I finally got like a decent bed, it's life-changing. It's impressive. But yeah, for me, I've got some like some health issues that lead to like muscle issues and stuff like that. So like while I can work and everything, it definitely is very rough. I have to be very cautious on how I work, because if I overwork myself, I can end up being in like really bad joint pain and shit like that. I don't even feel my circulation, so I start waking up stiffer and sore. Oh yeah, like dude, I definitely understand how that feels. It's putrid. I don't think there's anyone over. There's one Titan over this way. All these guys. Hell yeah, Scourge. Good shit. Ooh. Oh. Yeah, even like the bed we previously had, it was all right. It definitely could use an upgrade, and it was like the second that we did get like the new bed, I was like, oh my god. That and like a good pair of shoes and a good suspension kit in your car is like the best things you can ever invest in. Ooh, we're gonna throw battery. I don't know why I had to put specifically for the battery. I could just put in reserve. But yeah, I used to kind of just raw dog my like existence. Like I just had like the shittiest pair of shoes and like the shittiest bed and stuff like that. And then like this is still like in my teenage years and stuff. So it's like I didn't fully understand at the time how important that shit actually was. Like, oh yeah, it's a bed's a bed, you lay on it. But like you spend so much time in your life just laying in bed. He's got it. Ooh, let me actually go over here and help out. Here. But yeah, unfortunately, even with like a good mattress and stuff for me, my body's just very, very messed up. Ooh, that's gonna hurt if it reflects back. Ooh, that poor Ronin. You better get the fuck out of there. Oh, I'm surprised. I'm surprised he survived. Holy shit. Oops, wrong button. Exactly where I want to be. I want to get up onto this bridge, but this is fine for now. Help these guys out. Oh, shit. I like that me and this monarch had the same idea. Cinema health is... Oh shit. Pay attention to this real quick. I'll read that in just a second. I understand that my health is mix of it's allergic to everything and a broken pain tolerance. My bed hurt me too much because it took a few months to get hurt enough to realize something was off. Oh yeah, it's like it's the silent. It's like Silent too, where just like one day you just wake up, it's like, oh fuck, this hurts. Like, what happened? Mine with my back was a bit like that. I had a pretty nasty work injury long time ago, but because of that back injury, kind of just was like a domino effect for everything else. And it was just like, well, why is all this suddenly coming up? It's like, well, it had been there for a long time, but it had been there for a long time, but because I never had anything like as bad happen to specifically my back, I didn't realize it was slowly doing that, but essentially my muscles, uh, they like knot like under where like your shoulder muscle and your back muscle connects, and it doesn't really affect you day to day, but if you have something that is muscle intensive, like a muscle tear, um, then like it's just like a whole domino effect. So I completely get that. General signs of pain and visual, my body. Also, I start questioning it. Yeah, that's very fair. I have a relatively high pain tolerance. However, um, I don't have it as high anymore. Once I developed like full body fibromyalgia, that shit's painful. The best way I could describe fibromyalgia is like in Tom and Jerry when they get hit with like the cymbals and like they're like vibrating. That's how like your nerves feel. So at one time I used to be able to take a lot of like pain, and I can still to an extent because like I am in a lot of pain, but um it's definitely way easier to like be like in pain and sore, especially because like one thing people don't really realize that you kind of lose out with fibromyalgia is like clapping. So like if you like clap your hands, normally it's like, yeah, you may feel like maybe like a little sting if you're like doing it hard enough, but if you have fibro, it's like just the lightest claps, the lightest repetition and stuff is like extremely painful, to a point that like your nerves can stimulate pain if you just like, let's say you have like clothes or a blanket and you've got like some form of like fan blowing on it and it's like rippling the cloth. Your body will simulate that as like you're in pain. What is this, regular? Oh, get a lot of regular tonight. No, I'll keep leveling up North Star. But yeah, having physical issues is definitely like extremely rough. I meant to go grab a drink, but the next match happened very quickly. Stick over here. Ooh, we lost somebody. Ooh, got a Reaper inbound. Swap over to this. Ooh, shit. One thing I really love about Titanfall 2 is even if you're not doing like great, let's say, it doesn't feel like the game tries to sugarcoat like it's, oh, you're doing great, even if like you're in last place. But what I appreciate is the fact that you have so many different milestones for like weapons and stuff. So even if you're not doing something eventful, you're still racking up points for like walking a certain distance with stuff, or like landing a certain amount of shots with a specific gun and stuff like that. So it always feels like there's something going on, even if you're like numerous prestiges into the game to a point that you have like the final prestige skin. I always thought it was really neat that it's like there's always something that kind of keeps you engaged with like leveling up. As I'm sure you've seen throughout the stream, like I'll just be doing something, I'll shoot like 50 shots or something. It's like, oh look, there's a milestone for this weapon or something like that. Because they run off merits. It's not like just XP, it's based off of like the merit system. So the more merits you get means your stuff starts leveling up. How are they gonna play this? Okay, I'm gonna go over here since it's only one over here right now. Ooh, that's nasty. He's got 10. Ooh, fuck that. Bunch of ticks. The unfortunate thing with them spawning in a bunch of ticks, also this menu shows you everything that you can get in the level. The big problem with ticks is the fact that they don't give any hash at all, and they're kind of a pain to deal with. Hi, Herbie. Hope you're having a good day today. Ooh, dodge that. Ooh, that does a ton of damage. Thank you. Just doing some late night streams. I've been kind of hooked back into Titanfall 2 again. One of my favorite games. I genuinely love everything about Titanfall 2. So I was like, you know what? I think it'd be fun to kind of stream some of this. For the most part, yeah. When the game first came out, I used to play like a ton of everything. But since I've come back, I've mainly just been playing a bunch of Frontier Defense. I've always really enjoyed the PvP in games. and I think this one's a pretty fun one. I definitely wish there was more modes for the Frontier Defense, which I was talking about earlier. I think North Star actually does add in new modes, if I recall. But so far on both of my streams, I've been playing Frontier Defense. Probably at some point I'll swap over, or maybe do like a stream or something where I play just the general multiplayer. Oh, the campaign's really fun. I love it. Hey, appreciate you for that. Thank you. At some point, I'll probably go through the campaign as well on stream. I don't know if I'll fully do like the master difficulty. Maybe I'll do like 2 separate ones. Like a normal playthrough and then like a master, because that master is pretty evil. Get these guys off of back. There we go. My 2 favorite weapons. I'd probably say the flatline and the thunderball. I really, really love the VK flatline. I think it's just such a cool designed weapon. Also, the fact that its recoil is vertical, or no, horizontal instead of vertical is really cool. And then the thunderball is just so much fun. Ooh, hell yeah. I always thought the design of the double take line of weapons were really cool. When I used to play Apex, it was my preferred one to use in the for like the sniper DMR class. What's the blood and rust? Oh, campaign mission. I'm trying to remember which one that is off the top of my head. The only mission name I fully remember, I think, is like, it's the one where you get the, like the time warper, like the dimension warper. Trying to think if there is any campaign missions that I didn't like. I don't think there was. I think I liked mostly all of them. I like that all of them have like unique aspects to them. If I'm to assume Blood and Rust is the one that takes place in this kind of like similar like sewage system. Okay, it's the one where it's like you have to hold off in the one spot while you wait for, like, I believe the doors to open, and there's a bunch of ticks and stuff that will start start spawning in. Blood can rust. What are we getting this round? Not many. Bunch of drones. Alien Isolation's pretty good. It's personally not something I prefer to play just because I'm not big into horror games, but I have watched through like playthroughs and stuff. Genuinely like a really awesome game. Mission's a little rough for North Star with all these drones. I believe I still own Alien Isolation as well. Oh yeah, Tone's really fun. I'd definitely say he's like my top 3 favorite Titans. Even like post nerf, I really enjoyed Tone. For my top 3, I would probably say it is Monarch, Tone, and Ion. And then regarding the Frontier Defense, I'd probably say my top 3 is Monarch, North Star, and Scorch. Not in any particular order, because they're all fantastic with their upgrades. Post nerf clarity. Dude, if you only knew how busted Tone was at the beginning, holy fuck. Tone was an absolute beast. People hated Tone because of the fact that Tone was technically just really easy to play. You don't have to guide missiles or anything like that. It auto locks on and everything. So people really despise Tone because of that. Ooh, getting a lot of these guys in. And the hate kind of never went away for Tone, sadly. Tone was, no pun intended, toned down a lot, to a point that the ult is kind of useless. It may as well just be a shotgun. It doesn't really target anything really well, and its damage output's just really bad. But I still think Tone's very fun. I would probably say he's probably one of the most satisfying Titans to play, because like the general like easy gameplay is you shoot somebody 3 times, or you spot them and you gain or you gauge up their meter, and then you hail missiles at them. However, if you combo your missiles and stuff, so like let's say I hit somebody for 3 and I hit somebody else for 3 and somebody else for 3, instead of firing out like 5 missiles, I'll fire out 15. So it can be very, very satisfying that way. I don't know exactly where I would rank Tone in like a tier list of like Titans as like ranking, but he's definitely probably like mid-tier, I would probably say. The good thing about Tone is just he's so easy to just pick up and learn. Funny enough, usually Tone is who I use for um, frontier defense. Let's see, where could I put this last one? No, I'll put it right here. Yeah, Tone is not inherently a offensive character. I'd say Tone is definitely more defensive, especially with his shield wall and the fact that since your missiles are lock on, you can essentially look upwards and you can hail your missiles above any wall that you're hiding behind. Thank you, Herbie. I'm glad that you're able to pop in for a little bit. It was definitely nice getting to meet you. But yeah, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and you take care. What are we looking at here? Okay, we're looking at a shit ton of Arc Titans. Ooh, this could be a little stinky. I'm gonna say they probably have that. I'm gonna go solo these guys. But yeah, always appreciate seeing new people. Ooh, hell yeah. Ooh, let me get the hell out of there. Place 2 of these down. The problem that Ronin has, or not Ronin, Northstar has against the Ronin is Ronin can teleport out of those little tether traps. They're actually kind of like direct counters to each other. Being said, I personally hate fighting Ronins. They are probably like my biggest weakness against a another Titan. Not like these ones, but like there's a saying that's just like if a Ronin lasts more than like 5 seconds, you're in danger. Ronin players are either like the ones that go down immediately because they have some of the lowest health in the game, or they will just live forever and be like an absolute menace to everyone. It's almost kind of like finding a good Little Mac main in like a Smash Bros. Like, yeah, you're gonna have a lot of people that are gonna accidentally like SD off the side of the stage doing like a side B. But like the one that doesn't do that, you're like fucked. You're like you're not gonna have a good time. Ooh, we're down a player. Down, but not out. I think I just wasted this ult. This Ronin's essentially useless now. Ooh, it's not gonna be good here in a second. Need to turret a little bit with the smoke, but I've only got 1 smoke charge left. expected him to have more health, to be honest. I wasted that. Gotta deter this Ronin. Essentially anything that does like an AoE, AI Titans are going to avoid like the plague. So thankfully, as long as you know how to properly place this, holy fuck, you're going to be able to space them out fairly well. Oh shit, I still got one of these. Okay, place them side by side. Ooh, another player down. Ooh, 2 more down. Uh-oh. Let me get my North Star back. We can get this. Throw that down. They're all gonna start coming over this way. They all go the long way. So, it's a good way to counteract that. I'll let them get some extra meter for their Titan. Get it here. Because he can do a lot of damage to the Harvester. Ooh, so can they. Final wave with one enemy left. I'm fine with wasting that. Good shit, team. Oh, yeah. We had a little bit of hiccups there, but that's fine. Alright, now, while this is in the middle of finding a next match, I'm going to quickly grab a thing of water. I'll be right back. All right, I am back. Oh, woodland. A new banner. I still love my Monarch badge. It's wonderful. It's probably one of my favorites in the game. Oh, what I get? Ooh, got new stuff for that. The one thing I'm not fully a big fan on is just the camos overall. Kind of an extreme lack of certain colors that I definitely wish was in the game. Like having a solid red, for example, I think would have been sick. I definitely wish there was more solid colors overall. Because you essentially got like 3 things of like a pinkish color but only one red, and it's a white and red. It looks great, but it could have very much been a part of like another type of camo form like these. Ooh, another match already. We are eating good with these matches the last two streams. So, honestly, I'll probably just go North Star again. I think this is gonna be a North Star night. I don't know if I, on stream, will attempt to get every single one of these leveled up. It could be fun. It could be fun to get these all leveled up. But, I definitely want to get, like, the first 4 upgrades for all of my Titans. At our first war game of the night. War game is a very often reoccurring map. It's a remaster from Titanfall 1, and it's kind of cool. It's kind of got some cool stuff about it. It's like this interesting little hologram world. I can't fully remember the lore reasons behind it, but it's genuinely like one of the more cooler maps in the game. However, everything cool can lose its coolness with, what's it called? Repetition. And the algorithm for this game really, really loves war games. And to me, I've seen it, like, a lot. I still get a kick out of this map, but I'm like, please, there is so many other cool maps that this game has to offer. I definitely love to see more than... Oh, he just pieced out. I definitely love to see more than just war games. That being said, it is still a great map. I'm glad that if any map gets the repeat treatment, it's a map that's actually really fun. Also, I want to try to get some of these weapons leveled up as well, even if I don't fully use them that much. It's always fun leveling up the guns in this game. And thankfully there isn't like a million attachments and shit like that for you to level up. The thing I enjoy getting out of it more is the weapon skins than the actual abilities. Because this is kind of around the time that before, like, a fuck ton of attachments was a thing, like a standard thing for shooters. So, like, your assault rifles will probably see, like, 2 to 3 scopes, or, like, scoped reticles. You'll see a silencer on almost everything, speed loader, and then your other stuff is more just like, oh, if you get kills, it makes your tactical quicker. Or it makes something else quicker, like your ability quicker. And that's about it. You'll probably only see, like, I think it's like, what, 6 to 8 different attachments you can have. Give me a battery. Honestly, because I always go over this side, I'm just going to throw one all the way over here. I was thinking of throwing one close, but it looks like the teammate already had a good idea on that. So, throw this over there. And Good to go. We got 8 ticks this round. Just thank fuck. After that last match, we've had enough ticks. We are getting a lot of grunts though. Not too many titans. I mean, I say that, but we got like... what? I think only like 8. And the rest are like just the mortar guys. They're not even titans, they're just the little robots. Play peekaboo with them. Still not gonna help. Ooh, that sticks. Hey, welcome in, Adzi. Oh yeah. Got some falling of the Titans here. Hope you're doing well today, my friend. Hopefully you've had some days off work. Got some rest in you. Been doing a bunch of the PvE, getting the level ups for my Titans in here. Yeah, I love this game to death. There's the mortar sentries. That's their name. I still remember when they added in the explosive sentries, because like you used to have like free reign like walking around in this game. You didn't have to worry about anything as a Titan besides just like quick-witted pilots. And then they introduced the mortar sentries that can be stepped on. And they're essentially like stepping on a pincushion. They will just absolutely nuke your health. But thankfully they indicate that they are near. They give you a little red warning that's like, hey, by the way, you're about to step in like some thumbtacks. But I think they make a good mix up. So you're like watching your step, but they don't appear instantly in the match. Something really cool in this game is like, let's say you're playing the attrition mode, which is the main mode. It's not your normal PvP, it's PvPvE. And essentially the more points you have in the match, and the farther the match goes, they'll start introducing harder and harder enemies for both teams to face. So like you start off with the easy grunts first, and then it'll start rolling around to being like the sentries, and then the mortar sentries, and then the reapers. So it progressively gets harder and harder as each match goes on. It makes it feel like there's actual progress to it, which is really cool. Find me a battery first. I've got circles in here. Bang. Yeah, this game is phenomenal. Also, what I'm going to do is if I jump up here, how many sentries do we got? 8. I'm gonna throw one up here anyway. They can be good at catching them off and stunning them a bit. I'm gonna throw... I'm gonna throw nothing. I thought I had more than that. What's it called? I completely forgot what I was saying. But, the attrition and stuff is really, really cool. I love it. I love the fact that even if you're not good at playing against other players, you still have a way to contribute to your team. I'm fine with wasting smoke on them. Get them off of me. Get them off me! Fuck that. See you. Where you going? Funny enough, you don't actually see these drones appear in the attrition mode. They're exclusive to this and the campaign. You know what? I'm getting all of them. So I can help out with the Reapers. That's gonna be grunts. I thought it was gonna be ticks. I do hope we can see some hard mode tonight so I can actually do a little bit more. Because in the regular difficulty, you don't really have to worry about rotating out and like sticking to each other as much. As long as you play like a little bit with like self-preservation, like you're pretty good. Like even like with the easy mode, it's so like you can easily solo the easy mode. The one counter to play in easy mode actually though is the fact that you cannot put money in the bank in easy. At least they used to. I don't know if you still, if they've changed that or not, but that was like the one thing that kept the mode semi like unbelievably easy. But easy is fantastic for like people's first times going through, especially if they don't have any upgrades. You essentially unlock more difficulties as you go on as well. So it won't immediately offer you like master difficulty until you've leveled up a Titan to a certain level. I don't even know if I've actually properly kitted this new star. Kind of just ran with it. Nobody died? Ooh, shit. We got some ticks coming. Let's throw this out. Oh, we got a second North Star. Hell yeah. That's fun. battery. These 493 in the shop. There we go. Beautiful. I am going to throw, because I've noticed the lack of shock traps, I'm going to throw one over this way. Give it a little bit of defense on this direction. Also, on the harder difficulties, the waves last way longer. Ooh. Oh, right off the bat, that's perfect. Good shit, North Star. Ooh, he's got, he reflected that. Ooh. Oh, that would have been bad. Over here. So the harvester can take that extra tick damage. This one ticks off of me. Okay, hopefully that clears that shit up. But yeah, even like a single Reaper left unchecked can do some absolutely gnarly damage. If it's worth getting a battery or just worth just nuking my Titan instantly. Yeah. Give myself like 2 batteries. Oh no, I already got a battery. Thank you. What I'll do is I'll throw out a shock over this way. There we go. Perfect. I think I got one more actually, don't I? Yep. Fuck it. Let me throw one over here. What's the final wave? Rolling Thunder, so that's... No, not many mortars, just a bunch of normal Titans. Ooh, shit. Not the best use of it all. Got a few Ion Titans coming in, a few Reapers. Ooh. Sorry if I'm not too being too chatty right now. I'm kinda just focused. Ooh, let me go get that mortar. The mortar's gonna be very bad news. Monarch trying to get a battery or not, but I apologize for stealing that. Alright, that's the first harvester destroyed for the last 2 streams. Unfortunately, if you do restart around as a not North Star, as a Monarch, it's very rough to kind of recover from that, especially very late on. Because what happens is all the other Titans, they essentially just get a fresh reboot. But with Monarch, you individually level up your Monarch Titan every time you get an ult. So when you start back at level 1, you're essentially just a very weak Titan. I'm going to throw one of these out in the middle because we get a lot of ticks in the center. Ready up for that. I'm going to stick close to the Titan, or not the Titan, the Harvester on this side. Let me sit on there. Blowing that up doesn't get you any points or anything, but it does level up your meter a bit. Funny enough, even these grunts can be dangerous too. In the harder difficulties, they start getting better weapons, but they will carry around like archers and stuff like that, which are like lock-on missiles, which can be absolutely brutal. They both got that. Come on. Back over this way. They've already had the defenses fall over here. Oh, that was a bit too early for them to use that. Really cool as well is if somebody has bought a Harvester Protector, you can see it in this menu. Looks like nobody has one though. If we use the last one. Ooh, oh yeah! Merc's classic catchphrase. I hope work's been well for you today. What I'm known for. It's like Zika's great catchphrase. Hey, it's me, Zika. Recharge already. Okay, I hope you're feeling well today. I know the flu shot's an absolute bitch. I'm gonna try to work through these guys to get to the back. Because if this Mortar Titan is left unchecked, they can be absolutely diabolical. I think everyone had the same idea. Got another charge already. The second the Arc Titans lose their shield or their main health and they go into crit health, they lose their shock, which is phenomenal. Just essentially renders them useless. You can still do a little bit to you, but it's not going to do like crazy amounts of shit to the harvester. Got another charge again. Time for the pummel party. Yeah, got the execution. Good shit. That was a fun match. But yeah, I hope y'all are having a good evening, because what, it's 5 p.m. for y'all right now. Let's see, got 2 new inbox. Not just credits. Sometimes getting credits, I think, is better than getting an actual item. At least I could put credits towards something I actually want. Definitely makes me happy that we're finding consistent matches tonight. Now I get to enjoy a little drink break. But yeah, for anyone joining in the streams, welcome in. It's always good having you. Doing a bunch of the Frontier Defense tonight. Trying to level up some of my Titans for the Aegis ranks. I used to play this a ton back in the day, for like the first 3 years that the game was out. I played primarily on console, so unfortunately none of your console stuff tracks. So anything that you did have on, like, let's say PS4, just does not transfer over to here, unfortunately. So I played a ton of the Frontier Defense to the point that I don't think I had everything 100%ed for all of them, but I did have like most of them 100%ed. I had them all at like level 25. But it's been a ton of fun getting back into this. Ooh, green gun. But what if it was purple? Looks like we got another match. Oh, no. Oh, yep. Ah. I'd love to do like the harder difficulties. I've talked about it a bit, but just due to the player base, most times we will only see people searching for easy or medium, or like what I think it's called regular. Um, so unfortunately, I am kind of locked to that unless I did find a team that is all collectively looking to play on a harder one. However, regular is still fine. It's still fun. I'm glad people feel content in picking the difficulties they want. I'd much rather play with people who are like, I'm content being on regular than them being on like a master difficulty, struggling to even like do anything. I'm glad that we can still have like a really fun time just playing. This one's taking a little bit. So I can properly just stretch for a minute. This is kind of the wait times I was expecting to be getting anyway. So the fact that we've been getting like back to back in like under like a minute of like searching has been like wild. Maybe if I start messing around with the menus again. I swear the last time I was messing around with the menus, that's when it started. Started getting more. For some reason, this menu has always been funky on PC for me. Even on numerous PCs. It's very glitchy in this menu, but in the actual game, there's barely anything funky whatsoever. Honestly, the twin traps is like fantastic. Piercing shots also a pretty good alternative too. Especially if you get a area like the Blackwater Canal. Ooh, speaking of, um, where they all kind of line up. But I do think the two tether traps is like really, really good. What are we doing? Regular again? Okay. Run North Star one more time. Um. Oh shit! It's mid match. Eerily quiet. Something I may do at some point is I may just start loading up music to play when doing matches too. I see TH I think uses Nightbot for his thing, so I may try setting that up. Alright, I don't have my grapple with this class. Ooh, we lost somebody. Ooh, we lost two people. Book time. also, for anyone who has not seen these menus, because I haven't really gone through them too quickly, amped weapons makes all your pilot weapons more powerful, which is great if you're playing a pilot only, but most people aren't, especially in harder difficulties. Essentially a death sentence if you're looking on like hard or master. Amped battery, which gives you higher like recharge and your shields. The nuclear rodeo, which I've not bought, it lets you instantly nuke a Titan and it will set off other Titans. Your sentries, which is great for like small grunts and stuff like that, but in my opinion are relatively useless outside of that. And then your harvester thing, which is essentially gives the harvester a shield for 6 seconds. Got you in the shield for 6 seconds. Mainly just all ground units, not many Titans. Oh fuck, I missed. Uh-oh. It's worth expelling that for these ticks. Those ticks can do a lot of damage to you if you're not careful. Ooh, dodged him. But as long as you melee those stalkers. Hey, welcome Zycon. Good seeing ya. Hope you're doing well today. As long as you punch these stalkers, you don't actually have to worry about taking damage from stepping on them. If I come over, just hit them like that. Essentially, just instantly kills them. You don't gotta worry about stepping on them and like taking a shit ton of damage. I hope you're doing well today. Oh, I'm doing pretty alright. Had a nice little day of rest before my long week back at work. So I was like, you know what, I'm doing pretty chill tonight. I think I'm gonna do some streaming. Ooh, that hurt. Oh, it's him. There we go. Yeah, can't complain at all. Ooh, I got a lot of cash. I'm gonna buy a battery. Thankfully, with having a smaller health pool means I don't have to actually heal myself up too far. It only takes 2 batteries to essentially fully heal yourself. What are we getting this round? We're getting a bunch of Reapers and General Titans. Probably throw one over here. It looks like they're already throwing some back that way. should have me set for this raid. Gonna hear my night's been a little rocky so far, cold as fuck. Oh, dude, I'm sick of the weather like flip-flopping. I enjoy having it cold. I'd rather just be able to put on as many layers as possible. But I'm not a fan of when it goes from like 20 Fahrenheit to 80 Fahrenheit in the same day. And it's just been doing that shit non-stop this last like 2 months. Like, if you're gonna give me the hot weather, give it to me and leave it there so I can get used to the suffering. Like, some days I'll dress up prepped for it to be like hot out. Now I get out, I open the door, I'm like, oh fuck, it's like freezing. Even when morning comes, currently 13. Jeez, hell. Is that a, oh, that was the old Scorches. 60 enemies still. Shit. Meant for this ability, not that one. I don't even know how cold it is out currently, but I know today, it was alright out today. It was still a little chilly, but not like the coldest ever. This little rocket cluster too is such a good deterrence against the AI. I like them get their executions on them. If you get the landing blow on an enemy, usually you're the one that gets the cash for it. So, like, let's say I do 99% of damage towards the Titan, but somebody does like the final like single pellet of damage to them, they get the lump sum cash for it. You'll still get little bits of little bits of credit through hitting crits and stuff, but you won't get like the big bucks. Not sure if you're around with toys, but I have my caravan as we speak. It's 0 installation. Ooh, that's rough. I'll read the rest of that in just a second. This guy's definitely gonna need some help with being low health. Fuck, I didn't hit him right. There we go. Didn't get to use that ability. Wave looks to be clear except for this last guy. There we go. Let's see. I'm planning on getting a heater and some carpet. Yeah, carpet for insulation's definitely a really good move. $566. Six in bank. There we go. There we go. And then if nobody uses... Oh, I'll buy one more battery. But yeah, I can imagine how cold that shit's gotta be. Yeah, very fair. Probably always like install some sort of like clip-ons too as well. Like get something that's like taped on to the sides and then use little carpet strips for that. Anything to be able to help. You could even probably do something like the foam that's used for like audio booths and shit. Because they're fairly alright for installation. If you can get stuff like that, I recommend it. It doesn't even have to be like high quality stuff, but I have lived in a camper in the past, so I definitely understand how that insulation goes. Ooh, guys, shut off. Also, if you want a good alternative too, get a comforter blanket. Get like a nice thick blanket that you can also hang. Blankets, while they're great for insulating you, they're also great for insulating the cold from getting in. As obvious as that sounds, we used to use blankets in our old home that would just completely like block off entire segments of the house, and it was wonderful. Help this guy out. Ooh, he just died. Glad I came back here. But yeah, blankets, carpets, and the foam that's used for like suitcase or like briefcase, or not briefcases, what am I talking about? Like carrying storage cases and used in like audio booths. They're what I recommend a lot. Coming this way. I can go over this here, and then I can knock out these two guys and then fly backwards onto that bridge. And then get something that's sturdy, like the what are they called? They're like the do-it-yourself hooks that you can buy. They're just like taped onto the wall. And then you can like cut a hole through like metal or carpet strips, or like little loops on the blankets to use. I lost him again. Poor guy. sign off for tonight. Want to comment and say hi. Enjoy the rest of your night. Feel free to DM me pictures and links you recommend. Oh yeah, absolutely. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night and you're able to stay warm. I appreciate you for stopping in. Ooh. There we go. But yeah, I appreciate you for stopping in, tuning in for a little bit. Drop the rest of this cash in there. That's enough for somebody to get a battery. That'll fully top me up. Honestly, they're struggling a little bit on keeping this line. So what I can do is I can throw some support over this way. And if I go down here, you can throw one of these arc traps down this way and it'll catch these mortar titans. Sit up here for now. I may as well. Usually most times I don't really like using North Star too much in like the general multiplayer matches, but for this I really like using North Star. They're a very fun Titan. Ooh, this thing's taking a shit ton of damage. Bunch of nuke titans on the far right. It's going to be a very quickly growing problem with the ones on the left as well. Good shit. through that charge in front of that shield, by the way, because if it's in the back, it's not going to directly damage it. But if I can destroy it from the front, that means my team can shoot through it properly. See, we got a nuke Titan back there before we get it in time. As long as I don't catch a stray shotgun blast from them, I should be fairly safe. Even with this low of critical health. And I just hide behind the shield or the gas for the rest of this. And that's game. Good shit. Ooh, got a new one. That. I don't remember exactly which one I used to use primarily. Yeah, I used to use the 6-4 a lot. The factions don't really mean too much. You're not placed against a team that has, like, let's say if you're the Marauders, you won't be facing against the Ares division. It's just kind of like a cosmetic team almost. You get to see little things that's unique to you, but like literally everyone in your team can just have entirely different factions. None of that actually matters. But it's great to swap between these to level up, because that means you get more merits. Oh shit, another one. Another one already. There's a chance this may be my last one. I'm not too sure yet. Still don't have 4 of these yet. You know what? I don't know exactly who I pressed, but we're gonna find out. Legion. Legion I really like, but I am not the best with him. So this is going to kind of be like a good luck match. Keep that. Hold on to them. Let me make sure that my Legion actually is properly kitted. Yeah, it'll be fine. It's regular. Oops. Was a little delayed in its animation. Legion's very much a pick one spot and stay with it type of class. He's got different modes with his weapons, which is a little funky to get used to at first. He's got the zoom in mode, which consumes double ammo, but it's way more accurate. And then you've got your general kind of like free fire mode, which it's way less accurate, but you get 100 rounds instead of 50. Nice shot from him. Then you get your shotgun blast as well. It's like a little charge up mini round from it. Big thing to bank on though is your ult. Your ult can last a very long time, and it's essentially what's the term? Wall hacks. It's like extreme lock on. Save that core for the next round. Generally, I would probably say that he's probably like the weakest Titan in the game. He's generally not got much going on for him. He's good at cover fire, but I don't really see him being too much better. His alternate skin as well is kind of a little awful. It gives him like a massive diaper, funny enough. Throw one down like right there. But yeah, after this one, I do think this is going to be my last match I do. That's gonna hurt. Holy shit. Fuck that. Big problem with him is all of his moves require charge up. So like I couldn't just fire that shotgun blast right there. I had to like prime up my weapon to fire it. $27 enemies left. I'm gonna try to use my core and then ditch out of this Titan. Ooh. That's gonna hurt. He gets close to me. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Get me out of here. Oh, what's his level? What weapon set he didn't have? You know what? I'll buy that. What are we gonna be seeing? We're gonna be seeing a bunch of mortar sentries. Let's throw one right here. The only class I don't actively enjoy playing as is Ronin. Ronin's very easy to pick up, but hard to be good with. I said earlier with like Little Mac, if a Ronin lasts longer than 4 seconds on the field, then you know you're in for a bad time. Also, this amped weapons lasts indefinitely, so if I was just to keep rocking just being a pilot, I do significant more damage than if I was just rocking like base weapon output. Hey, welcome in. Hope you're having a good day today. Just doing some frontier defense. Having a nice little time. Hope you're doing well. So these, and then contribute the rest of my points. Oh, absolutely. I love this game so much. Playing with like other people has always just been so wonderful. I took a fairly long hiatus from the game because I had been playing like non-stop for like the first 3 years, and then I was like, you know what, I've been really feeling like some more Titanfall stuff, and it's been wonderful. It's been a blast being able to play with everyone again. I'm actually happy with how many matches I've been able to find in a row. I remember at one point where it was like it could take like 20 minutes just to find a match like years ago. So it's great that like it's only been like 2 or 3 minutes between menus. Oh, it's my favorite. It's one of my favorite games ever. I genuinely love like everything about this game. And the fact I can still play it after putting like months worth of time into it and still love it equally as much and not get like tired of it is just wonderful. My current idea for my streams is to level up my Aegis rank on probably not max level and everything, but at least like a comfortable level and everything. So I've been trying out different Titans, getting them leveled up some more. Because on my old account, I had everything nearly maxed out, but on PC I didn't have anything. French. I understand a little what you say. Oh, okay, that sounds good. I appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. But the PC version is really good. I know there is the North Star client. I played on that a bit a few years ago, and that was great. But I'm just playing on like just the vanilla. Ooh, this is a perfect opportunity to use my smart core. Oh, no worries. Your English is really good. Hey. But yeah, I've been having a blast playing through. Um, my best Titan, I would say, is Monarch. I'd probably say Monarch is my best Titan, and then I'd probably follow it up with maybe Tone. I like playing as scout characters, so I'll like to play as I'll play a lot as the Pulse Blade, and I'll play as Tone if I'm playing like multiplayer matches. But I'm really good with Monarch. Monarch's the one I use a lot. Ooh, got gold for him. I'll still keep the chrome. I think the chrome looks really good for him. Sadly, this is my last multiplayer match of the night. um, this will be my last multiplayer match of the night. I'm starting to get a bit tired, so I am going to end the stream here. Um, that way I can actually just get some rest before I go into work. My North Star. Let's see. I think I have it set for Prime. Yeah. I love most of the Primes. The only one I don't care for is the Legion Prime. He just got a big diaper. But my tone... my tone... I think the Ronin looks really good. And Ion looks great as well. Yeah, Legion is pretty bad. His execution though, his Titan execution is okay as Prime. But he's overall probably the weakest. I remember when they first showed off his skin and everyone was just confused. It was like, "Oh, he's got like a big diaper on." It would have been cool to see Monarch get a Prime skin as well. But I had all the DLC skins and stuff like that on console. I only have a few things on here. I've got all the Primes. And then I have like some of the weapon skins, but not many things. I'll say I probably turn this. Give it that. Yeah. We'll give it a speed loader. Titans. Let's see what else I got here before I wrap it up. Nothing too much more. Sadly, you don't see any of the boosts. You can't use any boosts in the no, the Frontier Defense, so I don't have to worry about setting that up. But yeah, I'm gonna call it here. I appreciate y'all so very much for staying tuned in, watching the streams, even if it's just lurking and stuff. I appreciate everyone who takes their time to like tune in and watch. Warcraft 3 wouldn't lose PQ, another pilot. Oh yeah. The smart gun's such a fun weapon. Usually, I don't know, real quick, I don't know what I usually would use. The smart pistol is a lot of fun. But I'd probably normally use like Map Hack, the Ticks, or the Pilot Sentry. But I'll usually just kind of rotate. Sometimes I'll also just throw on like the dice roll too. But yeah, on that note, I will be heading out. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. And bye-bye.